we will define what is the difference between rest and motion. Okay, listen carefully. Am I at rest? I'm not moving, right? I'm not moving. Am I at rest? That's my question which I'm asking to you. Am I at rest? Obviously, for most of us, the thing which we will feel is I'm at rest only, that is I'm not moving. But the thing is, it will be bit what I could say, not a straightforward question, and even the answer is also cannot be straightforward. Obviously, you cannot answer for this question. You have to raise another question for this question. What I meant, let me say. I asked you a question that am I at rest? Okay, so your answer should be with respect to what? With respect to what you are at rest? See, honestly, or it's very clear, I am at rest with respect to ground, right? But if there was any person who is walking or who is driving in bike, okay, for him, I will be not at rest, okay? For him, with respect to him, I am not at rest, okay? Now, let us consider, as you said that I am at rest, right? But what about Earth? Earth is not at rest, obviously. Earth is also rotating. So obviously, I am also not at rest. Okay? Because if a person sees from Mars, for example, if a person sees from a satellite, or if alien sees us, okay, or if a person sees from moon, okay, if it happens, okay, in moon or in Mars, if they see us, obviously we are not at rest because we are rotating. Since Earth is rotating, we are also rotating. So if I want to define rest and motion, I need one very important thing called as frame of reference. Frame of reference. So whenever we are defining rest and motion, okay, whenever we are defining rest and motion, we need to define two things. Okay, suppose if you want to define whether I am at rest or I am at motion, the first thing is me, okay, where I am, okay, the the person or the thing which I am going to study, okay. The second thing is observer, which is nothing but frame of reference. I am at rest with respect to what? With respect to ground, with respect to earth I am rest. But with respect to a person who is driving, I am not at rest. For him, I will be moving, right? I will be moving backward. It's very obvious that when you are driving in a train, or when you are traveling in a train, or when you are traveling in a bus, the poles or the trees used to feel like moving backward, right? That's very obvious. Pole and trees used to move backward because with respect to train, the pole was moving backward. Let me give another example. You could see here, there is a bus, right? Two persons are sitting inside the bus, A and B. There is another person who is standing near the bus stop, maybe there is a pole, okay. Now for person A, okay, person A is also sitting inside the bus, and person B is also sitting inside the bus, right? So for person A, B was at rest. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. But for person C, A is also moving at 50 km per hour. B is also moving at 50 km per hour, because totally this bus is moving at 50 km per hour. So two of them who is sitting inside the bus, they will be moving at 50 km per hour. And similarly for this two, this guy will be moving backward. So whenever we are defining rest and motion, we need to define with respect to what, okay. So the object which we are studying and the observer, both are important, okay. So that observer, okay, that is called as reference. For A, okay, for A, this bus acted as a reference, okay. With respect to this bus, B was at rest. But for C, this ground, okay, this ground acted as ground acted as a reference. So with respect to ground, both this person A and B was moving at 50 km per hour. And this frame of reference generally will be set by using a Cartesian coordinate system, okay, that is XY system. What we will do was, we will assume one particular point, okay, one particular point as our 0, that is going to be, what I could say, that is going to be the initial point, or that's going to be the rest point. that is going to be the origin point. So with respect to that 0 point only, we will be calculating everything. Okay, and similarly there is another Euclidean or Cartesian and polar coordinate. Okay, Cartesian coordinate and polar coordinate. And regarding this Cartesian coordinate and polar coordinate, we will talk about it later after few videos. Okay, so now you need to understand this only. You have to define it, define the rest if some particular body or some particular object doesn't vary its position with respect to time. Okay, if the body doesn't vary its position with respect to time, I can say that that body is at rest. But again, for defining that, I need a reference. Okay, now there is no absolute rest. Okay, this is an important point. There is no absolute rest or absolute motion. Always there has to be relative rest or relative motion only with respect to something I was at rest, with respect to something I was moving. Okay, always there will be relative rest and relative motion only, no absolute possibility. Okay, there is no absolute rest or absolute motion.